Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I picked up a MetaQuest a couple of days back and I thought I'd do a video of it because I've used it constantly for them couple of days, all day. One day, the first day I got it I was using it all day, charged it up, used it all day. I had a battery bank and I thought I'd give you my thoughts on it. Now, I only bought it for flight sims, DCS World, Microsoft Flight Sim and Elite Dangerous mainly, but I had the Quest 2. By the way, the Quest 2, I've sold that now, so I'm keeping all the games from the store obviously because I've got like tons of games on there, so this thing will do stand alone as well. So let me have a little quick look at the unit. So we'll go through some of the things first. So this thing, obviously I've done the unboxing, so now I've actually used it. It was a bit weird getting it to connect, like the putting the, oh yeah, there they are. Excuse a second, I'll put everything down here. It was a bit weird trying to get it to connect, but yeah, it doesn't take much to understand. It goes on like that. The table just magnetically comes on. It's quite good, the magnets. It's not quite big enough to hold it on its own, but it's good enough to like let it click in. And once it clicks in, once you see it and it clicks in, then there's a light just at this top, a little LED light at the top. So the headset and this, it's fine. I have no issues with that at all. It's nice and weighty, so it's ready when you need it. So that's one thing out the road. I have got one gripe, but I'll talk about it later. Controllers while we're here. These things. What can I say about these? The feel, absolutely great. I've got like no issues with them at all. They just feel premium. You just, the tracking, put the hand behind your back and it still knows you're there. Haptic feedback is good. The triggers work every single time. I was using these last night and it was absolutely nearly, when I took the headset off it was dark, there was no light on, just the TV, and these were still working. I was like amazed because it started to flicker a bit and I was like, what the hell? And I took the thing off and I realised how dark it was. These actually magnetically go together, so there's a little bit of resistance to clip together like that, so them just clip on. So all the buttons, all the joystick, the trigger buttons, the grip buttons are absolutely fantastic. The lanyards are good. I've never used the styluses where you draw. Not really interested. I will try that out and I don't see why it wouldn't work. I just couldn't be bothered to do it. But the technology in here, so these are like a thumbs up. Absolutely great. I'm so glad, because I was thinking, should I wait? Now obviously I don't know what the Quest 3 is going to be like. I don't know. It might be better, it might be worse. I can't see it, not for the price. You don't get something. There must be better technology. There's got to be. You won't get something for less price. Anyhow, back to the headset. It's just there. Just got the cover on at the moment. Show you around it. There's the lenses. Now I'm comparing this against my Quest 2, which I had, and the Pico 4. Now the Quest 2 hasn't got a look in. Zero just got. People say it's just as good. I don't think so. No. When I put this on, right, I was blown away by the text in front of me, because one of the big gripes I had, sometimes I want to watch a movie, sometimes I want to do a bit of because sometimes I connect to me PC, this PC, which is in my loft, and I'm sat downstairs and I've got a router just behind here which goes into the Wi-Fi cable, goes all the way down to my other router, so it's basically connected, and I just want to sit, and while I'm there I've got all my screens, but it just wasn't never there. You could do it, but it was just blurry, sharp one in the middle, and that was fine. because it wasn't really designed for that. But this thing, oh my god, I just edge to edge, I can move my eyes left and right without moving my head, and it's still sharp. As sharp as I'm looking at my monitor now, which is just, that was like, when I seen that, that was just what got me. Yeah, so there's some little pictures of it there. The lenses, the pass through, absolutely great. People are whinging, and when I watched I watched a couple of videos before I bought it, obviously, and some people whinging about the pass through, that it's grainy, it's like, and I'm like, what the hell does like people want? There's nothing wrong with it. It's fantastic. It's better than the Quest. It's I would say it's better than the Pico, but not by much. Like, the Pico's got a good pass through, but this feels like what I've done is there was a little augmented reality little game thing where you put these balls on a table and it goes round, and they go through like hoops, and they drop onto the carpet. So like, I could pick them up with my fingers, hand tracking, picked them up, little ball, dropped it back on the AR table, and that is just amazing. So like, where people get off on that, I don't know. So I was a bit worried, I'm going to buy this, it's going to be crap. It's going to be a little bit better than the Pico, but no. This thing is just in leaps and bounds better. Now the pancake lenses are they look smaller, but you can dial this in closer to my eyes. Or I can anyway. Not saying everybody. If you've got glasses on, maybe not. So you can dial this in, because it's got a dial there. Yeah, you can bring it out and in, which is absolutely brilliant. Now I thought to myself, the gaps at the sides, I thought that's not going to work. But one of the big things I hate about VR is pushing all the way around your face, like especially here. That's like, that annoys me so much. So you want it really tight, so it makes a good seal. Like on the Pico 4, yeah. But over that, you want it tight, so it makes that good seal. But this is the original one, it's all tore up anyway, just because I've got a bit of a beard, so it's getting all tore up. I mean, that comes off, and you can see the size of the pancake lenses, they're huge. I don't know whether that's actually the size or it's actually just the lens in front, but they seem really big. Now this is a really good headset, don't get me wrong. If you wanted in the price range, you ain't going to get better than this. This thing is fantastic. Also, this is a must get one of them, put that on. I've just bent some plastic and glued it across to make it solid, and I've got 8 batteries, so this, you can be on this thing for all day, and it doesn't drop the charge because you just recycle the first battery. I've ordered one of these for this one in black, so I'm gonna stick this on the back, and obviously the cable runs around the side. So that's going to be sold for me sessions where I'm just using it as a standalone. So that's sorted. The controllers, just use your hands. So that means you're not wasting the batteries on the controllers all the time, unless you really needed that. But your hands are so good in this. It's just amazing what you can like touching. I mean, there was like another AR one there. There was like a windmill, little windmill sat there floating, and you could just flick. It felt like I can't explain it. The windmill thing, it was just moving. That just feels weird. So I'm hoping DCS all my switches in the cockpit, so I can click. That, I don't know whether it'll work, but it should. Looking at that, so the fit is good. This thing's good. I'm on to the big negative now. Now that anyway, the battery first. Battery's okay. I'm getting at least a couple of hours out of it. With the extended one I'm putting on the back, infinite battery life for online, just playing like whatever games you've got. I played Half-Life Alyx and I was like, oh my god, it was like playing the game again. It was just the detail I was seeing, and also the smoothness, the less of, I've got the same PC, it lags a bit less. I don't see any lag at all, to be honest. This has got more memory, so that, and probably a faster processor than the Pico, I'm not sure, but this thing just screams quality. Finger magnet, yeah, not keen on the finger magnet bit. It's probably hard to pick up on that. That's just a cover to keep the lenses safe. I will buy a cover for it to carry it in. The adjustment is spot on. It extends where you can actually pull that, and it's like an extendable thing. So you don't have to keep winding it in and out. You can just pull it back to get it over your head. Let's have another look at some pictures. So there's some, you can use it for all types of things. Now this light leakage, which is on about here, which you can see there's a little bit there, I actually like that. I didn't find it distracting at all. But the quality of the lenses is the big thing for me. Now, games wise, I played all my usual games, like Half-Life Alyx. I can't even remember the names, I've got that many. All the big titles, space games, normal table tennis and bowls, but I was really impressed with the AR, augmented reality bit. I bought a couple of games where you could, there was one where there was like an Earth size object, it was the Earth and the moon orbiting while you just sat, and you could see the real world around you and you can change its orbit. That was fascinating. And the one where there's a T-Rex like coming through my front window, that type of stuff, or zombies coming through the doors, all them type of, I think it's like, I haven't got it working yet, but I want it so I can walk around my house and shoot zombies and things. That's going to be awesome. I didn't buy for that, and that's just a bonus. I just thought I'd mention that. But this back cover, so back to the negative then, that moves a little bit. For me, when it's on my head, and this part, sounds awkward old, this part here sits on the cup at the back of my head, just like this lady on the screen. Let's have a look. If you can see that the back of it's like back of your head there. I've got to have mine higher, because when it's over the back of my head, it seems like the lens is a bit too low, so I've got to, sorry, when it's like that, the lens is a bit too high, so I've got to like have it up, and it makes the image look better for me when it's like tilted. So if this had tilt function like the Pico, see what I mean? So like for me, if that was fixed, it's like this. I'm over exaggerating it. So what I do is I just tilt that back to suit. Well, you can't. So that to me is a negative. For me. But, I mean, oh God, I'm not going to whinge about that. All I do is I just do that a bit and tighten it up so it's not quite cupped into there. I'll probably look into some other way to do that, but yeah. And setting it up, you can adjust it up and down. It tells you move it up, stop, move your IPD, stop. That's actually fantastic. You just get your fingers in and just push them. Now games wise, Flight Sim, I don't want to drag this out, I just thought I'd do the video for this. Now I did play DCS, Microsoft Flight Sim. Now that Microsoft Flight Sim was just felt the same as the Pico. It didn't feel any different. But I think that's just a software thing, because, or maybe a setting, I just put it on and used it. But when I put DCS on, wow, it was a big difference, like a big difference, which I thought it'd be the other way around, to be honest. With this being a Microsoft, sorry, not Microsoft, I'm thinking of something else. What am I thinking of? I don't know. Anyway, I thought it'd be the other way around, but DCS was just, I was in the Apache, and the controls, normally that I've got like a zoom button so I can zoom into the cockpit to say, I didn't need to. I mean, I've done that a little bit, like you would in real life. And the clarity, it was the same processor. I'm using RTX 3080, AMD Ryzen 9 1500X, 64 gigs of RAM, water cooled, CPU. I'm not using RTX 3090, I can't afford one. That's my next step. And I'm using all MVN drives, so I've got it as fast as I possibly can. It's just I'm using an RTX 3080, but it was like a step up. It just seemed smoother. The graphics were far better, sharper, edge to edge. Normally I'm always tweaking it and moving the Pico around a little bit. Pico's great, but I gave up on the Quest 2 a long time ago because it just wasn't there. It just didn't have the quality for me. So I've done that, flew around, F-18, all them type of things, the Apache, low level, high level. It was still the same performance, obviously it would be. I wasn't getting, yeah, I was getting slightly better frame rates, but not, this wasn't making it better, it was just making it clearer. So this is not the problem. The problem is I need a faster processor, which I'll get eventually. A lot of money. I'll wait to come down till the 5 series comes out, and then I'll get the 4 series. So Microsoft Flight Simulator all worked fine, plugged it in, done. I'm using this, I've tried it over the Wi-Fi, and it was similar to the Pico 4, but it was better a little bit, but not by much. Bought myself a cable. Now this is the cable I bought, link cable. So it's got a dedicated USB-C, plug that into your mains, and then you're going to have a powered lead to keep the Quest, keep the Quest charged up. So there it is. I'll leave the link if you need that. But it was £15 off Amazon. Fantastic. These things actually work good. I had no issues with these at all. People said they're a bit weird, but I found them. It's gone that way. It's gone that way. Just clips in like that. Can you see that? Don't know if that's coming through on camera. There, it just clips in. I just pop them off. It's good enough. I mean, I was just using it without them. I was finding it okay without them. So you get 2 of those. I just like the feeling of the freedom, and like, yes, you do get. This leads me on to the only gripe. What I'm going to do is get like a piece of like cloth or something, or maybe something really soft, just to attach to there, just so you've got like because it's like a leatherette, and that's probably the best material you're going to get. It does leave a little bit of an imprint if you've got it on for 4 hours, but really, should you be on it for 4 hours? Really, I don't know, but yeah, it's not really a problem. I'm just going to put a little bit of cloth on there. The back's fine, it's fully adjustable. The sound is absolutely amazing. No problems with the sound. Never tried Bluetooth yet, which I assume it'll work. I've got some over the ear pieces. Whether they'd fit or not, I don't know. I don't think you could have something like this on Bluetooth. I'm not bothered, it's loud enough. It's like the buttons, negative, a little negative here. The buttons, I can't feel them. You've got to like put your finger and slide your finger up till you find them. You're like, where are they? Where are they? Oh, there's something. They should stick out a bit more. I prefer it at the side, so you could just go at the side, run your finger along, like this, and just run your finger along, find them, click, you just, sometimes you just can't find them. They should be protruded a bit more, but really, does it matter? Really, once it's on, it's on. So that's that. The sound's good. The fit's okay. Not wrong with the fit at all. Is it better than the Quest 2? A million times. Is it better than the Pico? Yes. Pico, it irritates you because it's up here. It's pushing. It's pushing around here, around there. Where this, you only get one contact patch, and the rest of your face is open. So no more sweating. So no more like fogging up. I had no issues with it, using it for like 4 hours constant. I don't think I had a very nice break for it because my tea was ready, I had some food, but generally it was fine. Do I like the charging for the not putting the double A's in? I actually just like double A's because I can just buy. I bought some expensive 1.5 amp double A's. And for when I had them in the Pico, well, I've got them in the Pico now. I'll show you. Now the Quest took 1, these take 2. Them have been in there for months and months and months and months and months. I actually just forget about them. So that's a step down in my opinion. Maybe they need more power because of the stuff inside of the Quest ones. Let's put that back up. Maybe it needs more power, so the hand controllers wouldn't get away with. I don't know what the voltage is. See, maybe these need a bit more humph, so that's probably the reason why. They feel heavy, and there's a lot of technology in there. Like I say, it's got a processor the same as a mobile phone, just in there. It's got 3 cameras. It's got 3 cameras, haptic feedback. They reckon there's I don't know what I can say. They reckon there's a scratch pad built in, and it's coming shortly. Maybe that's some. I don't know why that's disappearing. Like a scratch pad. Don't know, but I'm not really that bothered. So DCS, fantastic. Really looking forward to playing this again today. Elite Dangerous. Wow. Played Elite Dangerous, and it was just like the thing with I mean, I love Elite Dangerous. It's just a totally different experience. But when you're in space and you're upside down, and the peripheral vision thing, edge to edge clarity, up and down, move your eyes. The eye tracking is just the future. It's got to be eye tracking. That's the thing what stopped me from waiting to get the Quest 3, because it doesn't have eye tracking. I mean, it's so important that I forgot what it's called, where your eye focuses and it renders just that bit, and that's blurred, just like in real life. Foveated or foveated rendering or something. Not really bothered, but it works. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked at the minute. I mean, I'm loving this thing. I just think it's fantastic. It just feels like something like, I mean, I paid, and I was at 899 or something like that. But the other week it was over 1,000. So like now it's coming down. It might even come down in the sales. I don't know. I just didn't want to wait. That's a good price for me. I'm happy with that. The technology what's gone into this. This is my new favourite one. Go to. And that's all. The only software I've used other than that is I watched a video, a movie last night because I wanted to try out the movie functions, and it was just great. It was like I watched a 3D movie, and it was like, wow. It's just that extra little bit of clarity and edge to edge. How can I mention it? How can I say it? It feels like my eyes aren't straining. I'm just looking like I'm looking at the screen. Where before I was having to strain for the detail. This feels, and that must be eye tracking. It must be doing something with the eye tracking to adjust things. It was just so pleasurable. I just sat there for an hour, watched a 3D movie, and then I watched some trailers. in big screen. Yeah, big step up. And also me monitor, I can set up different monitors, and it is, honestly, I'm not lying, it's as sharp as my 4K monitor. I'm watching the screen like my monitor now, and I can see in this bottom corner, I'll just point, I'm looking like here at the detail here, and it's just as sharp in here, and that's, I've never experienced that. I've experienced it sharp, but only in this area, like maybe that area. There's not. So you've got to move your head. So you're moving your head like this in VR to get the sharpness, to keep the sweet spot straight. But here I can just keep my head still and just move my eyes because of the eye tracker. Before we had the rendering, game changer. A lot of people slag this off. I don't understand why. Yes, I wouldn't pay 1700, 1500. It's a bit out of my price range, but once I seen that price, 8, 9, I think it was 890 or something from there was a deal on Amazon, and I'm sure there's another deal coming up. I might even go lower, but I'm really pleased with it. I've got no problem. The only thing I've got to work on is I've ordered one of these. I think it was £30. You get another battery and the unit. You need to stick it on the back, and then you've got unlimited battery life for doing stuff you need to do. Oh yeah, I've got an app. You've probably seen it. It's an app where it's a demo. You're in a garage, and you've got a full engine, like a petrol engine. It could be diesel, but anyway, it's a petrol engine, and it's all laid out, and you can pick all the bits up. Now, I was interested in that because to me it's just so impressive. You can rebuild a full engine. And the company what makes these, they do all sorts. You can rebuild the brakes, this chassis. Not just that, they do all sorts of things like for engineers. If you learn to become a mechanic, oh my god, this tells you what the parts are, how to put them in, what torques to put every bolt. It's for someone who's interested in that type of thing, and obviously this is the one for it. So this is perfect for that. Like you see that guy now, he's doing the artwork and he's looking at designing. This is the thing for that. So this is an all-rounder. It does everything. Absolutely the best I've ever experienced. Yes, I've never had like a Pi Max. I nearly bought one, but yeah, this is my new favourite toy at the moment. I just need to get a few more software. I played Lone Echo last night, and it was like, wow. The things I'm seeing, the details I'm seeing, the smoothness. Just again, it all comes down to that extra little bit of clarity with the eye tracking. Without the eye tracking, I don't think I'd bother. So well done, Meta. Fantastic product. I thought it might be just a gimmick, but no, they've really pushed the boat out here for this. I'd have no qualms telling anybody to get this. Obviously it's personal preference. I mean, I nearly never bought this because people were saying, what's the point, the Pico is just as good. Nah, it's not. The Pico is good for the price, but this is only double the price of a Pico, and I'd rather have this. Now, yeah, if it was 1500, it's a different thing. But at double the price of the Pico, I mean, this is better. Don't forget the Pico. I bought my Pico and it's 128 gig. This is 256. My Quest was 256. I've put all my games back on, and I've still got 200 gig left. I'm at 190 something gig left. So yeah, this is just the bee's knees. The only thing I would like, Meta, if you were going to, obviously the 3's probably going to be that one, is like a hinge where that could move, but it's not really designed for it. It's designed to put on, look at, like he's looking at something there on the screen, and then take it off, and you might have it on for like 15 minutes, somebody else might do. That's what it's really designed for. It's not designed for like hours and hours and hours. I would think but it's capable of doing it, especially if I put a bit of softness on there. But yeah guys, that's all I wanted to say, so I'm going to end this video. If you've got any comments about this, drop them below. I'll answer any questions. Again, I've only had it for 2 days, but so far I just felt I couldn't wait any longer to just tell people what I think. It's fantastic. You need a link cable, you need that bandwidth. Oh yeah, and when I was using standalone, so downstairs in my living room, I've got a Wi-Fi 6 router about, I don't know, 6 feet away from me. It's got like 5 aerials on, and I was getting before, I was getting in the Pico 4 899 megabits a second. This I was getting 1600 megabits a second, so I don't, obviously this must have a better Wi-Fi unit, and I was like, what? And you could see the difference. I just forgot about any lag at all. Like some of the high games I'm talking about, Red Matter 2, I've got Red Matter 1, Red Matter 2, them types of games, and like Lone Echo and Half-Life Alyx, it's like, it was like playing the game again. In fact, I've started again just because I want to look at the detail again, and it's just amazing just to look around with your eyes rather than moving your head. So yeah guys, I'm really stoked for this. This is fantastic. Anyway, any comments leave below, give us a like, give us a sub, and I'll catch you next one. Thanks for watching guys, cheers.